Alright, I thought I'd start with a nice close shot here today of working on this bottle that's right here. Trying to give you guys a better indication of the whole mixing process. So right now I'm laying in some phthalo blue just on the shadow side of the bottle. And then we're going to hit the phthalo green, which is going to, of course, be the main color of the bottle. So I'm just laying these colors in. Now at this point it looks a little bit like coloring, but that will change shortly. Now we do have some fingertips coming around from the gentleman holding his, I think what will be an old fashioned or maybe a mixed drink. I have to decide what the colors are. So I'm going to have colors that I need are. So laying just a little bit of white here where the light is really catching. So right now we've used blue as my dark area, green is the general color, white is the highlights, and now I'm going to come in with a little bit of the yellow, and this is the Azu yellow. From the previous video I showed you how this has, this particular yellow is my green mixing yellow. So I'm just laying that across and see how the white pulls it in. Now if I lay any of this in over here, it's a very different kind of yellow, which is what I want. Pressing real hard right here, both for texture and application. And then we're going to swing the shoulder of the bottle. Now here I'm going light, less and less pressure to help define what I want. The bottle's going to end at the bartender's shirt. And that's another big thing. So one of the things I haven't talked about yet is perspective. There's you may remember from earlier trying to figure out, the diagonal line and where the bar is, and that's sort of setting some of the perspective. So, I had the lines of the railroad track kind of thing on how that diminishing perspective. So that's a drawn element of perspective. You also then have the layering, which is what's happening here with his hand in front of the bottle, which is going to be in front of her arm. And so you have that building of perspective that way. And then you also have intensity of color. So the stronger, brighter colors, as things like in a mountain view, the mountains in the distance are the most, what's the word I want? Vague. That's not really the word I want. Sorry to be reaching across the camera, but I didn't move my paint table closer to me. All right, we'll try that. So now we're going to move into this young lady's arm. So I'm going to get that green off because I don't really want green in her skin tone. But we are going to stay with the blue. Now because I used the blue first, I'm a little less worried about picking up that color. Now a little bit of pickup is okay. In fact, I want to make sure I don't have little white specks left behind. So this time I'm using some of that blue, some alizarin crimson, which will give me a nice purple, and just sort of, because that alizarin crimson is so strong. And see, now I'm letting that edge of the bottles kind of pop apart or fade into each other. This is her hand coming back up in a gesture. Not quite sure what the gesture is, but that doesn't really matter, does it? That's for you to decide. So now we're laying the shadow parts of the skin tone in. Down along. So this is her forearm here. Upper arm, I think that's off camera. But, and now we're also going to get the blue off of the alizarin crimson. Lay a little more on this outside edge of her arm. Down. Work some red back in. So as we transition from cool to warm, sorry, I got lost there for a moment. Clean that off again. Orange, yellow. So as we transition, it's a little bit of the rim shadow of her arm, some of this musculature across the arm, the ulna and the radius, and the musculature that helps those flip back and forth. So again, a lot of pressure on that yellow, because I want to get a lot down. So that's the baseline color. And now we're going to lay some white on top of that. I want to make sure I don't have any paper. Because if you get that paper in there, it's going to drag and not lay pigment down. And you won't get as pure of a color area as you want. Again, that's less of a problem if you use my preferred. These are the oil bars. By the way, oil bars are Winsor Newton. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, so I just prefer the Shiba paint sticks. Packaging, pigment to binder ratios, all of those pieces. I'm going to check the camera angle. Yeah, so if I work up any higher, you won't see it on the arm. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this hand a little bit, that you can see. And again, because the hand is, so we've sort of established our light sources coming this way, so this hand is a bit in shadow. So I'm laying some purples in here. And I'm thinking that's sort of what I want to do, but I want to make sure that I distinguish it from the white, which now is fairly blue. I'm going to lighten that up a little bit, and I'll show you something there in just a moment. So just again laying the purple and the alizarin crimson into this hand. And she's kind of giving them, I don't know, sort of waving her hand out like this. Not quite sure, maybe she's saying something. Of course you can't see if you remember the composition. She's kind of leaning into the gentleman who's holding this drink. You know, I'm just putting the painting together. It's up to you guys to figure out what the bejeebies is going on. I mean, I have my idea, but you know, I'm just the artist. What do I know? And I'm certainly just the observer on the facts of this painting. I'm sort of a dispassionate observer many times. So that's sort of the hand. Now, I'm going to get this paint stick pretty clean. I want to come back in here and just highlight this dress a little more, make it a little more white. I want to leave some of the mixed color in here. So I'm sort of catching just the highlight areas. Clearly the light is going to catch her breasts more, shadow up underneath of the breast, but then I'm going to lighten this area up here. Now I'm picking up some of that fresh outline color of the magenta, which I don't, or the alizarin crimson, excuse me. I don't really, so I'm going to lay a little bit more blue in there and then drag that back in. So now we get a cooler shadow line. So that kind of sets that up a little bit more, it makes the dress a little whiter. So there we go. And now we would work the bartender's shirt. And again, that's mainly light struck. We might get a little bit of shadow right here at the cuff and up under the arm. So there, we'll lay that in. Come back with the yellow. We're going to use this already cool white. Lay some of that in. Because we had some orange, I'm just trying to pick out. Now this is one of the things when you can't finish a painting all in one go. You get some positive effects from mismatched color earlier on. So that's both orange and purple. They're off-comp colors. So they yellow and purple being the pair of complements. So they're not quite as gray-brown as it would be otherwise. But I kind of like the way that looked before, so I'm going to stick with it. And now, with that, got a baseline for this bright white so that I really get my light in here. And then as I this darn paper. God, I hate that. I know you can't see what's happening there, but I can. So now as that transfers out from there and gets into this other region, we have less and less pigment, so it goes straight to white. And then into this purpley orange mixture. So that's sort of what I'm up to there. See a little bit of unfinished area up here. Now I don't know if we dropped out of camera or not, so, but I see that. I want to fix it. If it was off camera, so be it. Just a little more highlight there. Move down this arm. Hopefully that purple line is old, not new. It is old because I didn't pick any of it up. Wipe off some of that dirty orange. All right, so that's setting up to do the transition. So in this case, I'm using the value of the warm colors to show highlight to shadow. And again, we're just going to pull this across. Now I want to leave that dark line right there as the fold of the cuff. This is something I miss from where I work now. 25 years, 30 years, I've rolled my sleeves while bartending. As you can see, I roll my sleeves while I'm painting, and I'm not allowed to do it at this place. It's too casual, which, you know, I can't argue with, but we don't wear ties, so how casual are we? All right. Maybe that paper is gone. I can't tell. That's some of the extra pigment that sort of curls back as you lay it on. So I was doing that because I want to get a fairly bright white for the label right here. Now we'll pick up a little bit. Remember, I used that blue and green. So there, that's the bottle, bartender sleeve, bottle label, and then we'll work the fingers in. Now one of the things, like this area right here, and you can see I've scratched this some, trying to get that contour better, be more flattering to the woman. This is the deep background. Now, I can't really decide what I want to do with that, so I'm holding off on it until the painting will tell me what it needs. That's this thing I keep saying about the painting, making the painting. My inclination right now is that all the background areas throughout the painting will be a deep green, but that remains to be seen, and that's part of the whole color deciding process. So there we go. That's how far I'm going to take this on camera today. I'm going to keep working on it, so when you come back, this painting will be even closer to finished. But hope you enjoy watching it. Again, GregLeach.com, GREIGLEACH. You can buy the paint sticks through Amazon, the particular set that I talked about in the previous video, and I'll provide a link for that. And again, it's Richson Art is the manufacturer, and they're richsonart.com. Again, all those links will be in the description of the video. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch, and we'll see you again soon. And please be sure to like, share, comment, share your paintings, share your attempts with oil stick paintings as well, paint stick paintings. Appreciate it.